So summer has finally arrived to Sweden, and the last month I have been doing a lot of different things. I've mostly been working on the narrative game I was talking about, and now I'm in a state where I work on my feature film for school. Also been to a lot of conferences, but more about that later. Today I'm mainly gonna focus on my training routine and how those 3 months has worked out. So 3 months ago I started on my workout routine, going to the gym with more of a purpose, I guess. I decided to have like 2 different, I guess you call them routines, with different exercises, and I've been doing that for 3 months now. So this is my workout log, and you see I have the A and B routines. I have the days marked, how much weight I'm pulling or pushing during the exercise. Different color depending on if it's the same weight as last time I did exercise, or if I have leveled up. And then below I have like the number of reps that I did. So what I've done now is that I have put this into a graph, and the first one is the squats, where I basically you bend your knees and then you straighten up with a barbell. One thing that I noticed was like my neck started to hurt, and I was afraid like if I had hurt it because of the weight, but it was actually the bar itself that like pushed on my spine. But there are like a, what do you call it, like a cushion that you put around the bar, so I can really recommend that. It helped a lot. Then we have the bench press, and I guess most people know how you do that. Like you lie on a bench and then you basically push up the barbell upwards. And the last thing in the A routine is the barbell row, where you kind of like you bend over and then you just pull upwards with your arms. But that actually, it felt like at some point I would hurt my spine, so I changed that into a dumbbell row, where you use dumbbells instead, like one at a time, and you sit on like a bench and pull. And I feel that feels a lot safer, and I think you kind of exercise the same muscles. In the B routine I have the deadlift, where you basically stand up with the bar after kind of crouching. Sometimes feels like I will hurt my back there too, but I think it's pretty okay. When you do lateral pull downs, you take like a bar above you and you pull down, so you pull the weights up basically. And the last one is the military press, or the military death, where you take the bar and you lift it overhead. It's not more than that, but it's really tough actually, at least for me. I'm not sure why that is, but I guess it's a good thing that I'm exercising those muscles. If you look at this diagram with all the data, I guess the lateral pull down is what stands out. It's where I have been able to pull the most weight. And then we have the military press, that is also military depressing, because it's just like a flat line, which is it's strange that I have been able to pull it and push it, but in the beginning it was really tough, and I guess it's a little bit easier now, but I haven't felt that I could do like 2.5 kilos more. It's kind of a large gap. I'm not really sure what progress I should expect, like if this is good progress or not. And I guess to some extent I do not really care about that. My watchword for doing those exercises is to just have the routine to do it. And it doesn't really matter how well it goes as long as I do it. And I guess for March and April I exercise like 4 times a week, almost that whole time. In May it has been a little bit less, but my minimal goal is to exercise 2 times a week, but 4 is another aim. And one of those is floorball, and the 3 others are going to the gym. As long as I have some kind of progress, I guess that's good, but I'm not sure when I will reach my goal, which is kind of fuzzy. It might be like in half a year or in 2 years, but progress is good. I'm really happy to see that there has been so many new subscribers from so many new countries lately. So now we have subscribers from Italy. Benvenuto to you. We have 1 subscriber from South Africa. Siawamokela to you, if that is correct Zulu. Over in Asia we have 1 from the Philippines. Maligayang Palgating to you. And kind of close in Hong Kong we also have a new one. Huang Ying to you. And welcome everyone else too. The past month most of my time has been spent on a narrative game, which is based on the emo thriller that I wrote like half a year ago. This 30-minute short film. And now I have adapted it into a story or a narrative for a game. So it's a narrative game which focuses a lot on the memory of the main character, Gustav, going back to his like teenage love's hometown, and like investigating her disappearance and discovering himself. And working through this, I have tried to like change the story to fit the game medium better, and I think that is one of the big takeaways from this project, that although it kind of worked with this 30-minute film format, I actually think that from how I worked with this story, it works better as like an interactive experience, a game. One of the big issues was that I had so many different ways to end the story, and I kind of liked them all. And now I can have several endings, and it fits the medium perfectly. I've also been to 2 different conferences the last couple of weeks. The first one was the Nordic Game Conference. I think it's the biggest conference for games in Northern Europe. And I've been there a couple of times before, and it's always very interesting. But this year I focused on the indie developers, and got a lot of new contacts, and also a lot of inspiration, because it's really cool to see everyone actually creating those fantastic games. Then last week I went to Swecon, which is the Sweden's conference for sci-fi and fantasy literature mostly, but which also touches film and games and other genres like horror. And this is like one of the highlights of the year for me. It's fantastic to go there and to be with all those geeks and nerds, people that know a lot about my favorite genres. And I made a couple of few contacts and new friends, and as always I went back to Malmö from there with a lot of energy. So it was pretty awesome. In school we have started the feature film block that will continue until like the beginning of October or something like that. So I tried something else. As I said in the last episode, I'm making a rom-com actually. And it's starting to kind of come together. I have written a synopsis for it and started like outlining it, developing the characters, and I'm growing pretty fond of this story, which is basically, I shouldn't say too much, but it's about a cynical prepper that kind of is forced to find love. So that's what I have been doing like this week and the last week, and I will do a couple more weeks before the summer break. I probably will continue during the summer break too, but yeah. And that is what I had for now. So if you like this video, please give me a thumb up. Please comment if you have any comments. And if you want to continue to follow my journey in reaching my 4 creative goals, please subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you soon.